now. Poor Abe has to constantly run. Abe, be strong, Abe. You are currently the only electricity provider in the base. See, Ren is giving you some motivation there. Keep running. You can do it. You can do it. Excellent. Now you now keep running so you fill up the battery. This battery holds a lot of more charge, so it'll last for a long time before it needs to be recharged. Okay, and now what do we need to do next? So we have food. The first disgusting meal lice is being done. We have the place to poop, and we have water source. Although honestly, for right now, the only thing that water gets used up for is the wash basin and the research. And there's more than enough water here to last me a long time. So what we will be doing next is providing them with a place to eat, like duplicants, because they're not exactly human. So we will make them a mess hall. Of course, that will require me to actually research tables, but what I can do in here already is I can put in a potted plant and a water cooler. Eek. Wrong placement there. My hand slipped. Also, I have to release this water out. So we're gonna do that next. Why? Because I need him to dig here. There we go. Yeah, those are their names, Gloria, because I didn't have any names to give them yet, since this is my first time streaming the game, so I don't have enough people watching me yet to actually name them for the viewers. So when I have more people watching me, then I will be naming them after the people who are actually in my stream. For the time being, I'm still very much a beginner, so they're just getting their automatically generated names. And I'm thinking maybe I should start storing up the poop water already. So the polluted water that comes out of the poop houses emits polluted oxygen, which is not exactly good. However, that can actually be used to generate more oxygen by running it over a deodorizer. And extra oxygen is a good idea. So we want tables next. So that's a good idea because it means I have to run this thing less. This also generates heat, and I will need to start digging for one of the ice biomes soon to find some ways of cooling off my base. And I don't like that I'm completely surrounded by the slime biomes, because they are full of slime lung germs. And I would rather not have my duplicates catch that. On the good side, we do have some iron here, and I still want to know what this is, but it's in chlorine. I would prefer not to release chlorine into my base yet. Okay, so over here, and we will, well, since we got Joya, let's put Joya seeds in the potting plant. And research is completed, no research focus. So let's see, what's next? We don't do ranching yet, so we won't do that. I'm not gonna play with power yet, but I will need refining soon. And let's do thermal insulation first, and then we will do refinement. You couldn't build that just a bit faster? A bit of flooding going on here, but that's fine, that's okay, we're okay with that. I'm sorry, Gloria. You're right. You are watching from the start, and I didn't name one after you. So the next duplicant I take will take your name. You are completely accurate, and I'm very sorry to cause you such unfairness. And I will name next one after you. I'm very sorry. I think I could actually rename one of them, but they will still keep their own original name. Can I? Yeah, I can. There. You're in the game, and you have a skill point. So Gloria, you are the researcher, and you have a skill point to use as well. More Joya seeds because I'm not taking another duplicant right now, especially since now I renamed you. You cannot name it a Princess Consuela Banana Hammock because there's not enough room for that name. It's too long. Let's see. Can it be Princess Consuela Banana Hammock? Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. Nope. It can be banana. Princess Consuela Banana. There you go. It's Princess Consuela Banana. What else? That's from Friends, isn't it? That's the that's what Phoebe said in Friends. Some sweeping jobs to get the water off the floor because they don't like to have their feet wet. And now we've liberated more room to build in. I should probably also liberate this. Okay, let's do more sweeping errands. Not sweeping, but mopping. Everybody's mopping. Everybody's on mop duty. There we go. Somebody had a skill point, didn't it? Yeah, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock has a skill point to use. Improved construction it is. There we go. Some extra water in bottles all over the place. Should probably put farming jobs to 7 because I want them to collect food as soon as it becomes ready. Next, we can start with the thermal insulation. Refinement is next. If this is a natural gas geyser, that would be so good because I could skip coal entirely and just move to natural gas. But that's unlikely, especially not in this type of a biome. I still don't get... Oh, it equalized, so it was cold initially, but now it's temperate. But this is a warm biome, so whatever is behind here seems to be cold. That's fine. Of course, she already has a skill. She was here from the start. Okay. Oh, more water over here. Somebody's gonna have that rained on over their heads because it's so high up. Oxygen levels are fine. Time to do some ventilation. So I want air to circulate. So all of these will be... I don't want any air to circulate from here because polluted oxygen. So I want all of the polluted oxygen to go through here over this deodorizer, which will clean it up and it'll be clean oxygen instead. What I can do now is I can work on the mess hall. enough. That's gonna be the mess hall. What are you doing there? Go to bed. Should probably now work on their schedule. Well, they don't need that much time for themselves yet anyway, and I don't have a rec room for them. I don't even know where I'm gonna put the rec room for them. Here, maybe? I would like to have the kitchen just above the mess hall so they don't have to walk far. I really don't have a preference on that. Essentially, I just want them to have a certain activity in a certain area, so their eating is gonna be done here. Also, when they're harvesting food, so they don't have to go far to leave it. Right now, their food is being collected in this ration box. Justin, do I add what later? Right now, this seems to be going fine. Yeah, I add the people as I put them in. So the idea is that I would be naming the duplicants after the people who watch the stream. But when I started the stream, there was only one person, so I kind of felt silly doing it for the first three duplicants. But since you're here now, Justin, you're gonna be in the colony. There you go, Justin. You're in the colony. I don't take a lot of duplicants early on. I pretty much start with 4 and it rises to 5 when I have enough mealwood to feed them. You need 5 of these plants for each duplicant. So if you take too many of them, you can't feed them, and also they eat a lot more oxygen. One of these can sustain about 6 of them, 5 or 6 of them, something like that. There is actually a calculator online, so you can use that, but essentially, even when I'm over 200 cycles, 2 of these are more than enough to feed oxygen for 10 people. So even mid-game, this is a viable source as long as you have algae. Research complete. Okay, so they have a mess hall now, so they have a yep, they have a more morale bonus. Let's finish that very prettily here. And now it's time to start working on the insulation, because I don't want heat from outside to mess with me. What would be the good edge of it? I want... How much are the ranches? The ranches are... Doesn't stables. Stable is 96 tiles. That's 96 tiles. That's 19 times 4. So this much. Is it? No, it's more because that's gonna be a wall. So this much. So we want a wall there. Don't know what I'm gonna be. This little room is going to be the little room of shame. And we have the first clogged toilet. Put that on 9 because I want them to clear that out as soon as they can. What's the temperature like? Getting warmer here. I'm going to have to look into the cold biome very soon. I'm gonna hope that there is one this way because I can dig through the abyssalite without messing with the temperature. Hopefully that'll work. You can see that the heat is already edging closer into my biome, so this is here to prevent that from happening for the rest of the base. We want insulation. Insulation is our friend. I kind of flooded this unintentionally. I'll dig it out a bit. Because I would rather not my water spilling over here. I have plenty of copper here, so I can use copper instead of iron. For the time being anyway. I prefer not to use too much copper because it melts easily. Iron has a higher melting point. But iron is sometimes scarce. On this map I was lucky. I have a couple of big chunks of iron. Most of my advanced circuitry is usually done with iron. Oh! Yes, food please. Disgusting food, but food nonetheless. More food means I can take a duplicant, and we'll have 5 duplicates for the start of the colony. I have almost 40,000 calories, that should be enough. We'll keep an eye on that if that decreases. Somebody has been stressed. Justin, you've been stressed. You have 1% of stress. I don't know why are you stressed. What? Oh, it's zeroed out. I don't know what was happening to you, but you have been stressed, Justin. Yeah, I remember that we talked about it before, Justin, that you like this game, but and I really suggested you try it. It has incredible complexity, and you can play with it in so many ways. You need to go to the bathroom, or do you need to go from the stream, Justin? Yeah, here's the first bottle of... And somebody's sick. Ooh, from what? Abe has food poisoning. Yeah, we have... There's polluted oxygen being emitted from the poop that's here. Now, I'm conflicted on what I want to do with that poop right now. Because I could leave it and leave that polluted oxygen and then clean it, or I can turn it into regular dirt. And I think I'm just gonna do the compost heap and turn it into regular dirt because I'm probably gonna be collecting... I'm gonna be collecting the polluted water that's coming from these. Okay, so we have refinement completed now. So what do we need next? So refinement will be for advanced power. So we might as well research the power starting with these because I want the smart batteries. And can you dig? Nope. Who's the digger? Justin, you're the digger. Justin, you need to train more. Justin, you are the only hope that we have to get into the cold biome. You're the only one who can dig through abyssalite. At least you will be when you can get to here. So we need you to train hard in digging and get to super hard digging. That's your task. I would want you to do nothing else but dig. Dig for your life and for the rest of our lives of our duplicants. We all depend on you. Not to melt. Justin, you have to have more strength of character. Like, we're not fucked. We can make it. I believe in you. I believe in you, Justin. Thing is, Justin, I could make you dig through and avoid the abyssalite, but that would mean letting the temperature from here cross over to here, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm gonna train you to be a better digger. Okay, so I have some idle time here. And that's not good. So you guys start building up our future ranching places. So this is gonna be a ranch. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. And Abyssalite is here, so we can already make a passage over to it. And I'm gonna have to start looking for an artist. So ideally, since I'm not gonna be doing cooking yet until I set up the power, I would prefer my next duplicate to be an artist. So we're gonna wait for an artist. And you might think, why is artistry important for survival? Where it isn't. It's actually something that I don't have to do at all yet. However, if we look at our decor, it is abysmal. And that brings down morale. It also brings down morale. I'm leaving a mess all over the floor. And I'm gonna deal with that later. I want them to be in a better environment because then they will have more more morale, and if I can get their morale high enough, they get morale boosts and they become more productive than they usually are. So that's something we will going to be striving for. And I need to get to the cold biome so I can get some Wheezewort so I can cool this place off because these things make heat. And I'm probably gonna make the power plant over here, or gonna bite the bullet and get into the... It might actually be better to put the power plant over here because some of the machinery in the power plant actually creates polluted water. So I could just combine the two. Polluted water is actually very useful. You can see how much polluted oxygen this is 2 tons 2 tons of polluted oxygen per tile. So that's a lot of potential oxygen we could be breathing in. Okay, so what are we going to be doing next? We're okay for food, so we don't need to plant more of these. They have place to sleep, they have the place to eat. They don't need cooking yet. They can get by on mealwood. So let's do some exploring. Let's do some frameworks. Okay, so I want there to be a double wall here. And this will dig into the chlorine here. I really wanted to avoid already releasing the chlorine into the base. The chlorine isn't really bad. It's not going to do anything to the duplicants, and it's actually good for sterilization. The problem is it hovers. It is lighter than CO2 but heavier than oxygen, so it's actually useful to have it as a border because any polluted stuff that goes up or any germs that go higher get caught and get killed off in chlorine, which is a good thing. But also chlorine is a pain to manage. You don't actually have any use for it apart from sterilization, unfortunately. So there's no point. If it was a useful gas, I would be more inclined to just leaving it and harvesting it. But it doesn't have a use. CO2 has a use. You can make oil out of CO2 when you capture slicksters, and you can also use it to create more O2 if you have the oxalite plants. So it's not useless to have it, and hydrogen is great for cooling. So it has a use, but chlorine, it's just poison. It's just poisonous gas. I have found zero uses for it. Probably has a use. I'm just dumb to notice it. But at the moment, I just use it. When I release it, I take advantage of the fact it hovers between CO2 and O2, so it's like a barrier for any germs trying to punch through, because it very effectively kills off germs. Research completed. Okay, so we now have this. So we're gonna get the wires as well because I want the conductive wires. And then we will focus on the whatever we want. I always have one duplicate just to research until he drops dead, figuratively speaking, because I like to have all the research done in a go. So the whoever was stuck researching, you're going to be behind that research desk for a long time. Who is it? Gloria, you are going to die at this research desk. Of course, I'm not going to let you die, but essentially this is what you will be doing. This is what you will be doing for the next 50 cycles. You're the designated researcher. Somebody got a skill point. Princess Consuela is now an improved constructor. And Justin, you have moved up in the world. You are now a super hard digger. Now you can get to super hard stuff. And there is a nice biome, yes. So here we will put our refinement. And also that means our power plant is going to be here and not there. Why? Because I don't like to drag a lot of cables across. And there are certain stuff in here that will have to be powered. So I'm just going to have that here. Also, if I need cooling, I can just put in ice from here into the tube to cool it off. Also, although it shouldn't be necessary whatsoever. It shouldn't be necessary, but if it becomes necessary, oh, I am blessed. Oh, this is an awesome seed. So we have an anti-entropy thermonullifier, or a fridge here. So heat is the biggest problem in the game. Because it's very hard to fight it, and it's very hard to chill stuff up. But this thing, as long as you feed it hydrogen, it lowers the temperature to -40. So this thing is used for cooling stuff off. And I usually make the oxygen generator next to it so I can have my oxygen on a specific temperature. And it's really close to my base, and I'm so happy about that. Now I only have to find a source of water, and we're done. I mean, we can build it up. That's awesome. What's not awesome is I don't see any Wheezeworts. I want Wheezeworts. We need Wheezeworts. So I hope you don't freeze. Essentially, you have to come here, Justin. Check the oxygen status. Oxygen is doing magnificently. We have a new print. Construction, strength and science, athletics. No, we want to have an artist. We want an artist. Clogged toilet. Somebody clear that out, please. Well, you won't freeze. You can get hypothermia if you're too long in this place because it's -35 in here and I didn't equip you with a sweater. I need fiber to make a sweater and there are no fibers nearby. At least not without me doing a mess of things and poisoning myself. So you're going to the chill area without a sweater. I have complete faith in you not freezing to death. But this ice biome doesn't seem to have a single Wheezeworth in it. Oh, there are two. Oh, we are saved. There are Wheezeworths here. Justin, go fetch them. It is your role to fetch me those Wheezeworths. That is your purpose in life now, to fetch me Wheezeworths. For the colony! Okay, and I'm looking into how can I dig here without making a mess of things, but there is no way to not make a mess of things, so we're going in, headstrong. Okay, things are doing well here. We have some hatches here. Hatches are these little roach things. They make coal, which is important for when we need power. Plenty of water left, so nothing to worry about there. Oh, you did got hypothermia. Yep. Oh, poor Justin. Bless you. You did got hypothermia. I'm very sorry, Justin. You also seem to be hungry in low oxygen environment and you have soggy feet. But you are a trooper. You have accomplished the mission. I'm very proud of you. Oh look, you didn't have enough. You're going for seconds. You respond well to positive encouragement, it seems. Excellent. Oh, you got clear. you you got you got better from my positive encouragement. You no longer have hypothermia. Okay. So we have Weezeworts here, so it's time to plant those things. So Weezeworts take in the oxygen around them and they decrease the temperature. They decrease it only slightly and it's barely measurable, but it's more than enough to keep a temperature in a certain area cool. So apart from the big massive freezer thing over here, it's the only way to keep your base cool. And I like to use Weezeworts for point-to-point cooling. Works well that way. There we go. So we want to plant a Weezewort here, over here, a 9, and we also want one here, when one becomes available. Because, oh, there's a third one there as well. Oh, 4th and 5th, great. So, these things will not really chill something like a power plant. They're actually quite sensitive. But they will reduce the temperature in mild environments such as this. So something, if you need to cool down something that doesn't actively produce heat, then the Weezeworts are the perfect solution. They used to be pretty much infinite, and they used to be a decor item. Now they're not. And they need fertilization. I don't have any? They need phosphorite, and I didn't dig any phosphorite out yet? I guess not. Oh yeah, I didn't get into. So this thing, this is phosphorite. That's what those things need. So since I have to dig here anyway, let's get some phosphorite. Just to get that thing going. I want this to be done sooner, so please. Morbs, we don't want morbs, so morbs continually make polluted oxygen, but they also produce germs, and we don't want that. So morb goes away. Stroke and combat. Die morb. I guess I should start handling that polluted water.